So Chris here, who's on the cameras, had over 1,000 Five Guys, but he's so excited to come down here. Incredibly excited. I've yet to have. I've never stepped foot.
In a Five Guys? Well, this is going to short us in. I always knew that if you cooked a good hamburger, you'd probably be all right. And there was a guy back in my hometown that's all he cooked was hamburgers. He didn't cook anything else. He didn't I think he might have sold sodas too. And he always drove a nice car, and he was always busy. And then when my kids got ready for college, we were living here in DC area. We went to Ocean City and saw Threshers. There were 100 boardwalk fireplaces,
sure,
but only one had line 200 feet long all day long. And so my kids would stand in front of the place and try to figure out what they were doing.
Right.
In fact, a couple of times I got kicked out of the place because they pretended they were working in the back.
Oh, really?
Right. And my kids, they didn't want to go to college, so we said, well, what do you think? And they said, they jumped into it. I had to tell somebody how to run a business. This is not the way you'd run a business. I mean, two products and don't advertise. My oldest son said, let's open up in a place where it's hard to get to. But it was in a corner, and it was a rundown shopping center. But we reasoned that if we could get some business there, then we'd have something. If we figured if we could do it there, we could do it other places. We opened at 11, didn't have a customer, I think, until about 11:45.
Are you going?
We didn't put up any grand openings or nothing. So at 12 o'clock, somebody came in and bought a hamburger, and by 12:30 we were packed.
Really?
And we made money from our very first day.
That was it?
No.
And then you turned into your sons and you said, okay, maybe we have something here.
And then I walked in the bank and told them I was thinking about opening up another hamburger place. I could hear the laughter all the way from
They were like, is this guy out of his mind?
Yeah, right.
But they said yes. They believed.
No, they did not.
They did not say it. They just kept laughing.
Yeah, and so what we did is the kids had some friends. Their parents had a little bit of money, and they liked Five Guys. So we just would say, "I'm going to give us $5 or $10 grand," and we'd pay them the interest every month. My boys and myself and my wife always thought that putting a sign in your window that says "We deliver" is a sign that you're probably maybe in trouble.
Yeah.
So when the Pentagon called and they were always trying to get us to deliver.
Right.
And I don't think anybody else would ever turn a delivery down to the Pentagon.
Sure.
Anyway, it was an admiral that called me, I think.
Called you?
Yeah.
Called you.
And said he wanted to talk about how we're not going to be able to stay in business because we're not going to deliver to the Pentagon. And so my son and I went out and we bought a banner that day. It was 22 feet long. Remember, it was 22 feet long. I think it was 2 feet wide. And we wrote on an absolutely no delivery and hung it out in front of us.
I mean, did you ever foresee, I'd say, I can't imagine you did, but you ever foresee where you guys are at today? I mean, and where you guys are going in the future? I mean, did you have this grand vision? Or what was the vision?
Well, for one thing, I never wanted a franchise. And my kids saw that we couldn't really expand like we wanted to.
Without doing it.
And man, they brought me kicking and screaming into that one. We've never advertised for a franchisee. We don't go looking for people. Because who in the hell's going to go out and advertise for franchisees when you got two things on your menu?
Yeah, right, that's true.
Our sales talk to a franchisee is almost like we're trying to get rid of them.
The Middle East. Expansion into the Middle East?
Same way. No, the same way. These guys started to come over here and talking to us, and then finally convinced us to get on an airplane and go over there and look at it.
Did you go?
Oh yeah, we're in the Middle East. We're in Kuwait. We're in Dubai, Qatar.
Yeah. What's next? What's the future of Five Guys? Look. You never saw this 31 years ago. Just like most people.
I think the future of Five Guys is probably what everybody here in the company wants. If everybody wants to keep going, we're going. But as long as everybody's enthusiastic about it, we'll keep right on rolling.
You still love getting up every day and coming to work?
No.
You ran up. Really, really good meeting you. I love it. Thanks for the time.